whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Cautions out of 974 laps, basically. That's almost a caution every 4 laps. In your opinion, where do you think this problem's coming from, man?
Well, I mean, it could have been a lot worse, is the way I look at it. I mean, we've had worse seasons. I mean, it was kind of really bad last season at the start. The positive side of this season is there's not the ecos that we had last season. So, I mean, it's like no one's really blaming each other. You know, everybody's in there saying, sorry about that, that was my fault, and things like there's been a couple. But, I mean, you know, by and far, it's way better without that problem. I think it'll get sorted out. I mean, a lot of these guys are, you know, new, running around each other. The bad news is we're coming up on short tracks. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be, if they don't get it sorted out, it's going to be really bad.
Well, as I asked Brian last week, when you decided to bring Brian in as our competition director, I mean, you pretty much gave him full reign of the league, of doing what he thinks has to be done. Do you see Blazing Pedals having to do a cleanup like we had to do last season?
No, because I've not really seen any one person that's a problem. I mean, I've told them all that they can be removed. I told them this before they ever pay their charter. If they're a problem, you know, they could be removed. Our whole thing here at Blazing Pedals is we want a community. We're a community, not a league, is what I told them all. And you know, I know there's going to be tensions. I know people are going to get wrecked. You know, our thing is, though, we want to be mindful that we're wrecking people. We want to be mindful that's another man in that, or woman, or whatever in that car beside us, not just a bunch of pixels. So when we realize that, and we don't want to wreck Ryan Waleski, but we may want to wreck the 60 whatever car number he is, I forget. But we may not care about that car and that car number like a video game, but if we treat it like it's Ryan or Terry or whoever in that car beside us, generally people will sort that out because they don't want to wreck a certain person or people. But it's just, I preach on it all day. It's an iRacing ego thing. Everybody thinks they can win, but the fact is there's top 10 cars, there's 10 to 20 place cars, and there's back markers. So people need to figure out where they are and just set a goal to be in that, finish the race first in your group or in the front of your group, and then you can work at getting up to the next group. And I try to tell these guys, try to go 5 at a time. If you're normally 20th place, shoot for 20th. If you can get 15th, cool, but you shouldn't be shooting for first. That might come, but you shouldn't be trying so hard to get there, because when we over try, we mess up.
Well, and you know what, keeping cars in mind, Mark, I want to know your thought of what's going on with iRacing and what they're doing to this K&N car. It just seems like one day it's great, next time it ain't worth a damn. I mean, I know you're working your ass off trying to get us setups. It just seems like they change it almost every time they do an update or something. What's your thought?
Well, that's iRacing. I've been in iRacing for 8 years.
Right.
It's just iRacing. Nothing's ever their fault. It's always your fault. I've had people that have that have emailed iRacing about this damage model, telling them how people are blinking out, grandstands are disappearing on people, cars are blinking in and out, and I've even seen it on Chris and them stream, and they got a beast of a computer, and cars are still blinking. So imagine someone that was doing okay before with lowered graphics. Now their graphics, they're just going everywhere, especially when somebody touches a wall or gets any kind of damage. It just goes haywire. And they've emailed iRacing to say, hey, I got this problem with my system. They just go, yeah, we're aware of it. We don't know what's going to fix it yet, so just deal with it for now. That's basically what their email says. To me, if you have a problem like that, they know what'll fix it. They need to revert it back and get rid of this damage model, because it's not working, because they use a car that's really popular right now, and a lot of leagues are running it, so they're just kind of screwing over those leagues right now, and they need to revert it back until they sort it out. That's what they need to do, but they're not going to do that.
Right, and just as well as I do, man, we barely touch somebody, we're spinning them out. I mean, before we could bump and run, if you bump now, you're both going to wreck most likely. So
well, they have fixed the door bumps. Like if you door someone now, at least it doesn't knock them sideways. Now you just knock them up the track, which is kind of more realistic. But now if you just breathe on, if that nose just breathes on the rear of their car, you'll spin them out, which that's not very good. It's probably, it's not quite as bad as it was before, but like on the straightaway and stuff, Talladega's going to be nasty if they don't get it fixed, because any kind of push at Talladega just turns the car.
Okay. Well, bud, I think everybody's out here trying to practice a little bit. I know we're going to go to qualifying here in a minute, so I'm going to let you go. Hey, thanks for talking to us, man. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
And that was Mark Arthur, the lead owner here.
I got one more thing.
Pedals. Yes, sir.
Well, as you already brought out about Rick not being here because of something going on with his wife. I don't know. But Rick, that little thing came out bald and fat. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll take the blame. So,
all right, Terry.
Have a good night, Rick. Congratulations, buddy. And we'll miss you here. But Al, I think maybe try to fill your shoes there, bud. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Terry. Good luck there. Qualifying coming right around the corner. And that was our man, Terry Foster, taking the walk and talking with Mark Arthur, owner of the Blazing Pedals. This is the TRJKarting.com K&N series here every Sunday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And Al, this is your first time with us. And man, you're in for a treat because we got open qualifying, 10 minutes, and that is all you get. Fastest time takes it up. And I do want to address that Rick situation here in just a moment. But Al, who are you looking at here in qualifying so far?
Well, I see the number 1 car of Ty Moresco up onto the speedway going into turn number 3. He's the first car out on the racetrack, Rick, and He's going to be putting down his first lap. He'll get up to speed as he's coming off turn number 4. So he's leading the parade off of pit road and first car to take the green flag here.
Yeah, Ty Morosco out there in a disqualified number 1. We know what that's about. Hopefully it doesn't happen to him here tonight. Al, just so you know, there is a disqualification limit in incident points. So that's what that's about. Just so everybody's on the same page.
Very interesting, trying to keep it cleaned up, as it sounded like, as you heard with Terry's grid walk, that trying to clean it up a little bit. It sounds like the last couple weeks have been a little on the rough side. It is Ty Moresco taking up the number 1 spot right now at a 33.086 on lap number 1. These guys have a 10-minute window where they can go out and try to lay down their best lap. So right now, Moresco, he's getting bumped. Just got bumped right by the number 78 of Adrian Piedra.
Adrian Piedra on the top. And let's get this elephant out of the room here while we got qualifying going on. We can all keep track of this on the left-hand side. Rick Hammond not joining us here tonight because, well, he's at the hospital right now with his wife. They're expecting their third. The process has begun, but no baby yet. So congratulations goes out to the Hammond family. You know, brother, I love you. And if all this stuff wasn't going on, I would have been out there and been at the hospital waiting with you patiently. But as it is, only you can be there with the wife. So good luck to you guys, and keep us posted. If I get a baby picture before the end of the race, ladies and gentlemen, Baby Hammond will be on this stream. Right now, Ryan Wash is your hot shoe of the moment with a 32.883, getting around this 1.5-mile track pretty quickly is Ryan.
Okay, that's a blistering lap. Sitting second right now is the number 78 of Piedra. Then Paulson, Marsco, and Kilroy, your top 5. So everybody out getting up to speed. We still got a handful of drivers that haven't even come off pit road yet, Chris. So interesting to see. Maybe they're trying to see if a cloud's going to come rolling in, or see if that track kind of cools down a little bit, a little extra grip. But it's interesting to see. Second lap was the quicker lap so far for that Wash number 68, because he's still on racetrack working lap number 4.
Yeah, Ryan Wash not one to give it up. And here comes Derek Paulson. Paulson in that top flight computer. He is taking over the pole, a 32.828, 5/100ths of a second faster than Wash. He shuts it down.
Wash kind of takes a swing back at him, Chris, and not quite quick enough. But sitting second is at number 68 with a 32.862, so 33 10/100ths off of your race leader. So Wash looking very quick here early as he's rolling back down pit road is the number 6 of Derek Paulson, trying to go back out there and go a little bit quicker.
12 is the incident limit before disqualification here tonight. That in from race control. Derek Paulson still on top of the list. Let's check in with a couple of other drivers so far. Terry Foster in that TNA Motorsports number 86. Terry Foster sitting in 13th spot. Certainly a little bit better than he was expecting, I think.
I think so. And talking with Terry a little bit before the race, said he didn't quite get as much track time as he would like this week. So playing a little bit behind the 8 ball, but I think he'll take 13th based on what he said. He said he'd probably be around mid-pack. And right now we got 10 drivers that, we got big trouble here, correct? Big pile up in turn number 1 and 2.
Oh, Terry Foster just gets a pounding. And look at that car come apart as he was hit by everything. My Lord. And he's in VR. Oh, no, thank you.
I hope he had a bag ready.
Taylor, the Butcher Benjamin, out there in his number 10. No, decides he's going to bring it back in the pit stall. Derek Paulson bringing it back out on the pit road, making that long drive down pit road. And Derek Paulson so far is the man with the hot shoe. Fast time 32.828. Ryan Wash behind him. Adrian Piedra, Ty Morosco, and Rick Thompson, your top 5. Dalton Kilroy, Dakota Todd, Brad Collins, Blake Decker, and the Butcher rounding out the top 10. And you're
29
right.
drivers have put a lap time in. We had 39 in session for tonight, for tonight's race here, Chris. And so it's an interesting strategy. We got the guy that was fastest in practice, Jamie Walker, has not even left the pit road yet. So maybe some issues in technical inspection pre-qualifying for the 88 team as he's waiting, as we got just under 4 minutes left of qualifying.
Well, I'll tell you what. Because you're new, Al, you don't know this about Jamie, but sometimes he just doesn't qualify. Watching a good battle here. The 6 car and the 46. Derek Poulsen going on the inside of the 46. The 46 trying to find his lane right now. That's Fred Thompson.
We got a new number 1 man, the number 22 of Brad Collins, jumping up to the top spot, ran an identical lap time as the number 6 of Derek Paulson. So those two are deadlocked for the spot, but it must be the 22 of Collins, and timing and scoring further than what we can see. Chris has gone a little bit quicker.
I just want to point this out. Positions 1 through 9. And we'll go up to 12th spot. Heck with it. 0.2 of a second between 1st and 12th spot.
Yeah, new quick time, the 63, Dakota Todd going to the top of the board now with a 32.775 lap time. So he has put it on the provisional pole as of right now with just over 2 minutes left to go.
And out from pit road comes Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe driving that Turn 3 Racing Network engine to some very hot laps here so far. 5th fastest, and he's coming back out onto the track to see if he can't get a little bit more out of that number 41.
Driver's got to use that access road on exit of pit road. And there's a blend line. He can't get out on track beforehand. So he'll blend out perfectly and get back up to speed. Right behind the number 44 of Aaron Backover.
Well, I've mentioned it a couple of times already, but tonight's race being brought to you by TRJKarting.com. TRJKarting.com is your #1 online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection for the novice to the professional and a dedicated section for race simmers. And no matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane. Make sure to check out at TRJKarting.com. Give them a like on Facebook, and I'm talking with Tim here. He says he's going to come up maybe with some TRJKarting.com onesies. He's figuring going to be a hot item come December. And he might be right.
I think possibly. I mean, what else are we supposed to do?
I can't.
We're supposed to iRace. The answer to that is iRace 24/7. That's the answer.
Checking out the 42, Kyle Wellman out there. So far, 14th quickest here in qualifying. Qualifying will be wrapping up here in about 20 seconds. And Wellman, again, 14th quickest. Big Daddy Brian McRae out there in his Top Flight Racing car. And he is 15th quickest right now. Corey Blevins behind him in the 24. Watch for Corey to do a good job here tonight. I think he's due for one. The 44, Big Papa, it's Aaron Backover. And that beautiful Budweiser number 44. And Aaron, I think Aaron is due for a good race here too. He's shown some good signs, but has been getting caught up in a couple of little incidents here and there throughout the season. Jacob Hoppy out there in the 2. He was fast during practice. Not so quick here during the qualifying. Right now, 19th position. Terry Foster right behind him in 20th. Ian Habiak, the kid, he is running in 21st position right now off after qualifying, which is just about done as cars are starting to roll back on the pit road. And that means we're going to get ready to qualify here or go through the grid excuse me, very, very soon.
What's in that water bottle, Chris?
Decaffeinated Diet Coke.
Sure.
I'll take a picture of it just to prove it.
So that'll give Dakota Todd your pole position.
Well, nothing left to do except for let's take him down the grid. Sitting on the pole for tonight's event in row number 1, your pole sitter, Dakota Todd. To his outside, going to be the 6 car, Derek Paulson. Row number 2, going to be made up of the 22, Brad Collins. To his outside, the 68 of Ryan Wash. And row number 3, the 33 of John Perkins. To his outside, the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Inside row number 4, it's going to be the 78 of Adrian Pedra, and to his outside, the 76 of Rick Thompson. Ty Morosco to the inside of row number 5 with the Shermanator, Corey Sherman. To his outside. Hank Caston is on the inside of row number 6, and his number 5 to his outside, the Butcher, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Inside row number 7, it's going to be the 92 of Blake Decker. To his outside, it's Kyle Wellman in the 42. Making up row number 8, the inside, number 35, Brian Big Daddy McCrae. To his outside, the 24 of Corey Blevins. Inside row number 9, the 44 of Aaron Bockover. To his outside, it's going to be the 17 of Brian Dees and Al. Making up row number 10, it's going to be the 2 of Jacob Hoppy, and on his outside, our man Terry Foster in the 86.
Starting 21st on tonight's field, number 16 of Ian Havoc. To his outside, the number 18 of Jason Powell. Starting on the inside of row number 12, the 13 of David Bennett, with Nick Locklear on the outside in car number 9. Rolling off 25th will be Deshaun Gorham in car number 40. To his outside, the number 4 of Aiden Wheeler. Travis McChesney will start 27th. Outside, number 46 will be Fred Thompson. Starting inside row number 15, the car number 73 of Casey Campbell. To his outside, the 88 of Jamie Walker. 31st will go to the 97 of Jeff Hartline with Andrew Beach in car number 71, starting 32nd. 33rd starting up will go to Marcus Smith. To his outside, and the number 14, that's Jeff Bryce. 35th starter will be the 45 of James Hatcher. To his outside, Noah Van Hoop in car number 01. 37th starting spot is the 55 of Corey Rutherford. To his outside, number 7 of Chris Williams. And shotgun on the field, car number 11, Patrick Abrahamson.
Yeah, Patrick A. That works.
Patrick A. That's all right.
That works.
I'm sorry for anybody's names I butchered out there, too. You can, as we have come on green flag already, the field is underway, Chris.
This field is going, and so are we. The 63, Dakota Todd, is your race leader heading into turn number 1, and he's got the 6 on his outside now, coming down in the lane, and top 3 spots going nose to tail battle right now for 4th. As Ryan Wash has it, Dalton Kilrow took a peek to the inside, did not take it away. So Kilrow in the 41 looking early. The 22 behind them is Brad Collins.
One car slow up on the outside off turn number 4, losing multiple possessions. Looks like the 76 of Rick Thompson with an issue. That time through turns 3 and 4 as one lap goes on the book.
Lap number 1 is in the books, and we'll bring up the ticker so that everybody can see where their favorite driver is. Ian Habiuk in the 16 has climbed up to 15th spot already. Habiuk on the inside. Of course, his father Tim, the sponsor of this event, and every Sunday night, TRJKarting.com, and they are providing tonight's aerial coverage. Ian Habiak not having the season that he's been looking for, Alan. I know a lot of these guys are kind of new to you, but this kid has really impressed me over the last couple of years, and it's been kind of neat to be able to say that because it really has been a couple of years that I've known him. Every year he gets better and better. This transition from the truck to the car has been a little bit slow for him, but he's due, and every now and again there's a moment of brilliance out of that 16.
It's interesting watching someone progress and learn the craft. These cars are very tough to handle. They seem to get a lot of updates lately on the new tire model, so yeah, I think it'll just, some weeks are going to suit some people and some weeks are going to suit others, and it's good to see someone progressing and getting the additional seat time, and like anything, seat time is makes you a lot better.
Absolutely. We got a new race leader. It's Derek Paulson out of Top Flight Racing. Dakota Todd loses one spot, and Derek Paulson leads lap number 4 and starts off lap number 5. Dakota Todd, Ryan Wash 2 and 3, Dalton Kilroe sitting in 4th spot. Got to go way back in the field, start picking up on Jamie Walker in the 88. Did not qualify tonight, and well, I don't know that it's going to matter all that much. He's going to work his way up to the front. He's got the 21 of Marquis Smith, who is outside, and those two drivers have worked well together so far this season. See if they can hook up here around Homestead, Miami Speedway, and work their way up towards the front. Remember, guys, this is stage racing. Stage number 1 will end at the at the end of lap number 48. As we get going, and Jamie Walker up to 26th position already. Aaron Bach over in the 44. He's starting to make some passes out there. He's also moved up into 14th position so far. Is the 44 of Bach over. And Skittles, you're absolutely right. That was a beautiful start, and this is a great way to get this thing going here tonight. This track can be so tough, and I'll tell you something that doesn't help, and that's the track temperature. During practice, during qualifying, track temperature was sitting at 98 degrees. Right now, track temperature sitting at 115, and Al, that makes these cars feel a little bit looser than they were used to.
Yeah, definitely. The track getting a little bit greasy, and the tires, when they get hot, it makes it even a little extra greasy. I think the trouble spot is going to be getting off the corner. You can't have a lot of wheel cranked into it when you're getting off the corners, and you got to be hard on the throttle. And I think we could see some issues as we get deeper into a run, especially when tires start to wear out and the track temperature continues to go up. And I think it'll just create a little bit of a loose feel off the corner. We're going to see who can handle it and who can't.
Well, I've got something I've got to handle, Al. I know this is your first time here, but what I like to tell everybody is if you're watching on your phone, you turn your phone volume up. If you're watching on your TV, put that thing on 100 because, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go ahead and crank it up. how we do it here on a Sunday night. Cranking it up for the first time here, getting ready. And we do have some position changes up front. Ryan Wash, Dakota Todd have swapped positions. Todd back to third now. Wash taking over second spot.
Yeah, it was a good battle for the lead, and maybe Wash felt like he was starting to push his car a little bit unnecessarily, so letting the number 6 of Paulson get by him, trying to see what kind of pace he can stay with him. Or maybe the track is just starting to change. We're up to 100, track has dropped 1 degree so far. 115 degrees is the track temp. So the track is a little bit hot, a little bit slip. So with Wash staying right there in tow with the number 6 of Paulson.
Stage 1 almost on lap number 16 as we're working lap 15 now. Remember, we end it at the end of lap number 48. And it's been a good one so far. Caution free. And I think these guys need this kind of a race here tonight. Kind of bolster their feelings about the league and how things have been going. Thank you, M&M's. I absolutely love to turn it up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And I couldn't do it without a great group like I have here with the Blazing Pedals. I'm so happy to have them as one of my leagues that I'm here for every single Sunday night. Of course, I'm happy to have Al with me as well. Al Smith, a good guy, just joining Turn 3 Racing Network, what, Al, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, something like that. I haven't been fired yet.
Nah, we don't fire anybody. I mean, we have KR and Dave.
That is true. One car I'm watching, Chris, is the number 88 of Jamie Walker. Started back in the 30th spot. He's up 9 spots up to 21st. Got to be one of the biggest movers so far early in this race. Had just worked around the number 21 of Marcus Smith for that 21st spot as he looks to chase down the number 9 Nick Acquier for the inside the top 20 for the first time tonight as we close in. The stage 1 well underway. I think the track is good. Everybody's getting a feel for what the car is going to do, especially over this long run within the first stage and getting set up for the rest of the race, trying to stay out of trouble. It is a very long race, 161 laps total, broken up into our 3 stages here tonight. As Wash just goes back around the number 6 of Paulson for your race lead.
And Ryan Wash started in 4th place tonight, currently being scored as your race leader. Derek Paulson falls back to 2nd. Dakota Todd, the pulsator here tonight, sitting in 3rd spot. Brad Collins has taken over 4th spot. He started in 3rd and now currently residing in 4th spot. Dolan Kilrow started 6th spot tonight. He made his way up, now kind of falling back a little bit, currently being scored in 5th position. Adrian Pedra, who last week had some serious blinking issues, not detectable here tonight. The 78 looking good so far, has been very steady. And Adrian Pedra, he is due. That guy has been racing his heart out, but with the processor that he had, just wasn't able to keep it going. Tonight, so far, no blinking out of the 78.
And he's got a mirror full of a good battle back there for your 7th spot as Sherman holds on to it with number 3. He was under attack from Perkins in the 33. And here comes the Butcher trying to cut his way up through the field as he's up to your 9th spot. And then number 10, that's Butcher Benjamin. And that's a good battle back there, 6th through 10th.
Yeah, good spot right here. We're going to keep it right here and follow it. We've got the Shermanator trying to take a spot away from Pedra. We got the Butcher trying to take a spot away from the 33 of Perkins, and through the inside now the Shermanator goes, trying to get around Pedra. Corey Sherman, TNA Motorsports, trying to get it up towards the front. The 3 car still down low. Dives down into the corner and does take away that spot. The 33 is going to follow him through. That's John Perkins. Pedra heads up towards the marbles and gets into the wall a little bit. Not a lot of damage, but does get into the wall. Suffers now. Loses a couple of positions.
That'll knock him back to your 9th spot. And here comes Corey Blevins in that 24 car right to the back bumper. As we've got a whole gaggle of cars off of turn number 2 and led by Sherman in that number 3. They work down the back stretch, bringing in Belt Blevins in the 24, and he's got Blake Decker in the 92 right behind him along the 44 Backover. So he's got about 8 cars right here underneath the Blake as they work off turn number 4.
Very tight racing going on. Corey Blevins to the inside of Adrian Pedra, and of course the 92 of Blake Decker, one of those other guys who just hasn't had the season that he's been looking for so far. And I think the 92 may have righted that ship, getting ready to go here tonight. Started 13th, currently stands in 11th spot.
Side-by-side battle right there with the number 33 of Perkins and the 10 of Butcher Benjamin, as we've got them almost 3 wide through turns 1 and 2, or 3 and 4 behind them. The 44 of Backover working underneath the 92 of Decker. That'll be for your 11th spot. They work here down the front stretch to click off lap number 24.
It is Backover and Blake Decker fighting hard behind Pedra. Backover working the inside, trying to get a nose under the 78 of Adrian Pedra, and Backover now has position. Can he hold on to it after the backstretch and getting ready to head into turn number 3?
They're side by side, wheel to wheel, and on into turn number 3. Give the position right now by a half a car, a little bit over that now. His Backover will get there. It's a 92. Decker slow, and he'll come down the pit road. 92 coming down pit road. This could be a scheduled stop about halfway through stage number 1, and the 92 brings it down. There is a tire limit here as well, something to keep in mind. 3 sets, that's all you're allowed. Interesting play call. This should get him to the end of the first stage where he can come down and do gas and go at the end of this one, but it could be possibly. It looks like he just took gas, Chris, as he comes off pit road.
Fuel only for the 92, and he's back, coming back out on track. Meanwhile, Ryan Wash, still your race leader. Derek Polson sitting in his 6th machine. 2nd spot, Dakota Todd in 3rd. And 4th spot, Brad Collins, top 4, spaced out pretty evenly at this point. And there's a bit of a gap between 4th and 5th place. That's Dalton Kilroe.
Back here, the battle for the 8th place still rages on with the 3 of Sherman and the 10 of Backover side by side. Sherman was in their 6th spot. He has slid back the last couple times. We got another car on pit road as Kilroe in the 41 comes down pit road for his scheduled pit stop.
Colin Kilroe coming down, looking for fuel as the 44 and the 3 teammates for TNA Motorsports getting it on, and Aaron Backover gets around Corey Sherman for position.
That time by, we had about 6 cars come down pit road. Chris is led by Dell and Kilroe. We had Pedra, Rick Thompson, Van Hoot, Gorham, and then here comes the 24 of Levins down to the pit road as well, getting down to that slow 50-mile-an-hour pit road speed.
All this is happening. Brian McRae launches himself inside of the top 10. Running in 9th spot is the 35, Hank Caston in the 5 machine. Sitting in 10th behind him, Jamie Walker, Marquis Smith. Those 2 drivers started close to the end of the field, and now they're working on trying to get into the top 10. Hank Caston trying to defend on the inside. Jamie Walker goes on the outside and makes it look easy, as does the 21. Here comes the 92 getting around, and here comes Hank Caston coming down pit road. Brian McRae has a mirror full of the 78 Adrian Pedra. Pedra is feeling like, it looks like that car is a little tight to him as he's going up a little bit higher on each corner, but the 78 still has speed. Here comes the 88 of Jamie Walker trying to bust into that top 10, make it 10th spot. He is, Adrian Pedra is a lap down right now. He came in already. Pardon me. Getting all excited, not looking at the scoring.
Yeah, right now it looks like the top 5 cars, top 7 cars have not come down pit road yet. But here they go, 3 wide, Chris. 3 wide off turn number 2. It'll be Walker to the inside. He'll make it look easy as they got cars blending off of pit road. 1 car through the grass off of pit road. Couldn't get up to speed. Didn't catch who that was. They're still side by side with Sherman and Walker down in the turn numbers 3 and 4.
Jamie Walker up the third spot. Corey Sherman falls back to fourth and coming down pit road. A gaggle of cars goes around, but Jamie Walker now being scored as your race leader. Jamie Walker started 30 spot, and 31 laps later, he's in first.
And I don't know if you caught it or not, the number 3 of Sherman not making it on the pit road, missing the entrance. He'll slide back into your 3 spot, but lost a lot of track time with that miscue coming to pit road. He had the 21 of Marcus Smith all over the back bumper, and it looks like Smith didn't make it down on the pit road as well.
Smith very slow right now, trying to get it back up to speed and time to get back onto pit road. Marquis Smith in the 21 going to lose a ton of time out on track, as is Corey Sherman. Sherman now tries to get back on pit road again. He does this time. Jamie Walker on pit road, as is the 35 of Brian McRae. Got to see how this one's going to sort out, as it looks like the 42 is also coming down pit road. I'm not even sure who's the leader at this point.
Timing and scoring is saying the number 1 at Ty Moresco is on pit road, the only car not to come down pits yet. And I'm wondering if the 21 of Marcus Smith, who's just hit pit road now doing 35 miles an hour, is out of fuel, Chris.
Could very well be. He stretched that fuel out just a little bit too much, maybe. And Marquis Smith going to really feel that one through the rest of the race. Right now, Ty Morosco is out front in his number 1 car, and he's pulling it down. That should give the lead over to Ryan Wash. Wash coming out of turn number 4 and across the start-finish line. Ryan Wash now is your race leader once again. Ryan Wash has led 12 laps so far. Derek Poulsen, the only other driver to lead more, and he's led 15.
First wave of pit stops are completed. As Ryan Wash, as Chris just said, is your race leader. Paulson second. Dakota Todd is up to your 3rd spot. Dalton Kilrow and Brad Collins will shake out in your top 5 after that round of pit stops. Kind of everybody's kind of spread back out now as the race lead is 1.5 seconds.
1.5 seconds is a huge gap to try and make up here, and these guys by and large are doing it on the old tires. Fuel only for most of the drivers coming down pit road that first time through. Ryan Wash is your race leader. Derek Poulsen in 2nd spot. You see the gap there. It's huge. It's 1.5 seconds, and then back to Dakota Todd, another 1.5 seconds. Huge, huge. Dalton Kilrow in the 41, though. He is behind Dakota Todd, and Kilrow gonna try and start gathering that Daddy O's Turn 3 Racing Network engine up so he can try and get to the front here. He's been lights out for stage racing so far this season.
Battle right now is shaping up for your 7th spot, or 6th spot is the Butcher Benjamin. Car number 10 has it. He's got a back bumper full of the GoDaddy machine of Jamie Walker down the backstretch in the turn number 3 as they work through turns 3 and 4. Walker getting through the corner just a little bit better than that 10 right now.
Noah Van Hoot, the other car in the picture, and Van Hoot is down a little bit in the standings and maybe in the way just a little bit. It looks like Walker wants to use that top lane, but Van Hoot there not able to complete the pass as Walker gets a little bit loose coming out of the turn.
Right now, it looks like the middle to the bottom line is right where you want to put your car through the corner. It seems to be the fast way around, but the rubber is starting to get laid down. That groove has moved up at least a car length, Chris, since the start of this race. You can definitely see the track taking in a lot of rubber since the green flag has dropped.
Yeah, the track temperature is also starting to fall down to 106 degrees. And I'll tell you what, Van Hoot in that 01, he's fighting for a reason. He is the first car 1 lap down. He's got to try and stay ahead of everybody that he can. He knows he wants to stay in the position he's in, so he's going to get the lucky dog if caution comes out. And right now, the Butcher is defended successfully against Jamie Walker now for several laps. Walker falls back just a little bit, maybe trying to save some tires. Doesn't have the run. He knows it. He doesn't have the run right now. Backs it up, lets him cool off, will come back when he needs to.
Had a good battle right behind that battle there in the 9th spot, the 92 of Blake Decker. He was trying to get underneath the 17 of Brian Dees. Now they're single file off turn number 2. A 3-car battle with Rick Thompson and that 76 also in tow.
Up front, Ryan Wash is maintaining that lead. Now up to 2 seconds over Derek Paulson. Dakota Todd still in 3rd spot. Colin Kilroe is in 4th, and that gap really hasn't changed. 0.2 of a second between the 63 and the 41, and that is a battle for 3rd spot. Brad Collins in the 22, running in 5th. The Butcher still running in that 6th spot in the 88. Oh, we're under caution.
First caution of the race coming out.
Looks
Trying
like
to find it.
may be the number 2 of Jacob Hoppy. We're going to go back and take a peek and see if what happened. Hoppy up there in the top lane in his number 2 car.
Oh, tough break as he got stuck on that wall, looks like, Chris. And then the 44 of Aaron Backover, a driver that was in the top 10 most of the start of this race, nowhere to go as the 2 comes off of it and just had nowhere to go.
Oh, we see it here. Yeah, you're right. Gets into that wall and got to be so careful not to come off. You know that causes problems. The 2 does a good job staying up into the wall, comes off, and then pow. Oh, the 44, huge, and over he goes. The 44 takes a huge damage, and the ambulance lights turn on for the first time here tonight. Let's go over and listen in to see what the race control has to say about the whole thing.
The wall, and Barker just killed him.
You can't really put that on Bacover, though.
Why can't I?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
Fucking had all day to miss him up front. Good lane.
He was on the brakes.
No. Hoppy pulled it to the middle of the fucking track.
Yeah.
Stupid ass.
Yeah, Bacover had no time. He's on the fucking brakes. You can hear it. Bam. I'd put that one on Hoppy, pulling it off the wall.
And with cars coming.
Yeah. All right, let me, here, I'll call it out right now. Make sure I'm on race control, and boom, all right.
Tell them, do not pull it off the wall when cars are coming and track awareness.
Gotcha.
Look at what's coming behind you. Don't pull the car off. Just eat it.
All right. All right, guys, that one was between the 2 and the 44. 2 gets in the wall, pulls it off the wall down in front of the 44. That's going to be on the 2. That's an EOL first strike. Guys, when you get into the wall like that, it's great to have track awareness. Make sure you look at that relative real quick and make sure you can pull it off the wall before you do it. Because that's what caused that wreck, is he pulled it off the wall right in front of Aaron, and Aaron had nowhere to go. So just keep that in mind, guys.
All right, that's how it is. Out of race control. They're calling it on the 2 of Jacob Hoppy, pulling it down, first strike, EOL. It's a tough call. As we sit here under caution for the first time, it's going to tighten it up, though, for the end of stage number 1. We're working lap number 42 of the 161 here tonight. Stage 1 going to end in about 6 laps.
Was a very good start to the race. We've had 6 lead changes and working our first caution. Our current race leader, Ryan Wash, in that number 68. I tell you, the battling all around the speedway was really starting to pick up as guys started to reel themselves back in from getting on and off of pit road. And you know, one car I think that this really helps out is number 3 of Corey Sherman, who had that miscue coming to pit road, and that left him all the way back in the 20th spot. So we lost a lot of ground, Chris, with that miscue.
Yeah, gonna hurt for sure. But a lot of drivers are actually very happy to see that caution. It's going to put race leader Ryan Wash a little bit closer to their front bumper and maybe have a shot here at trying to win this first stage. The battle is going to pick up.
Definitely is going to, with bonus points on the line for winning the stage. And I believe, right, Chris?
Yes, there are. Sorry, you caught me drinking some of my caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to find my notes on how all that worked, and well, let's just say I can't find them here, so I figured I would toss it back to you. So sorry to catch you in the moment of taking a sip there.
That's okay. That's okay. Yes. So there are bonus points. I believe it's for the first 5 drivers. Of course, winning the stage is where the points are really at, and that's the important thing to do here right now. Ryan Wash in the 68 as the race leader is going to have the advantage of being able to go, but man, he's got a lot of guys around him that are looking to try and do the same thing. You got Derek Paulson, Dakota Todd, Dalton Kilrow, the Butcher, Brad Collins. I mean, come on, the list goes on and on. Brian Dees in the 17 up there. Jamie Walker up to 8th spot. Rick Thompson having a good night in the top 10. Blake Decker rounds out the top 10 in his 92. Any one of these guys can try and win the first stage here. It's a matter of just how much do you want to push in this first stage, knowing you have the rest of the race to go.
And I think on this restart, it's going to be important, too, to see if anybody spins their tires as the green flag comes back out. Wash with a great restart as he's bringing the 63. But Dakota Todd, he'll look to the inside of the number 6 of Paulson, and it's going to work. He's going to take over that number 2 spot.
Dakota Todd fights back. Derek Paulson on the outside trying to push in his way into second spot. The 41 goes up top. The 41 of Dalton Kilrow sitting in 4th spot watching, trying to figure out how to get around. He follows the 63 on the inside. Dalton Kilrow to the inside. Now Derek Paulson. Ryan Wash watching in the rearview mirror, knows he just has to hold on for about 3 more laps, and he's going to win stage number 1. Dakota Todd in the 63, trying to hold on, trying to get back to the back bumper of Ryan Wash. Dalton Kilrow around, and Derek Paulson for 3rd spot. Paulson dives down to the inside, doesn't have a run, pulls back up behind the 41.
Got to go back to your 8th spot as they're side by side as Rick Thompson will do a slide job into turn number 3 and 4 up in front of the Butcher Benjamin, car number 10. So that'll take over your 8th spot. And that was a side-by-side. Here comes Butcher Benjamin back to the inside of the 76 of Thompson, who will slam the door shut down in the turn number 1.
Just ahead of them, the 92 Blake Decker looking to try and find a way around the 22 of Brad Collins. The 92 down low tries to find a way around Brad Collins sitting in the 22. Blake Decker has been extremely fast here tonight, looking to try and bounce back after last week's really bad finish. And the 92 looking strong so far tonight.
Don't look now, but here comes the 88 of Jamie Walker. He is up 25 spots with 1 lap to go before the stage will end as we work lap 47. Walker, who started 30th on the grid, sits 4th, up 26 spots, Chris, in just a short period of time here.
Now Jamie Walker moves down to the inside. He's looking at the inside of the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. The 88 has him by a nose going into the corner, looking to try and clear. Jamie Walker stays on the inside, now to the inside of the 63. We've got about a lap to go before caution flies. The 88 pushing hard, trying to get to Ryan Wash, trying to get a shot. And the 88 going on the back stretch, again trying to get to the back door of Ryan Wash. If he does, we'll try the inside. The 88 rolls it through the corner of turns 3 and 4, and look at him pick up the throttle just a little bit. He halves the distance to the 68 of Ryan Wash, but Ryan Wash gonna take stage number 1. What a battle. Jamie Walker starts 30th tonight, ends stage 1 in 2nd spot. But Ryan Wash is going to be your stage 1 winner here tonight. A great run out of the 68 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away for just a moment. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll try and get an interview in with stage 1 winner Ryan Wash. Don't you dare go away. Back live. Unfortunately, Ryan Wash, your stage 1 winner, not in communication here tonight. Stage 1 is done. Let's take a look. What's going to happen here next? Stage number 2 going to end on lap number 96. New race leader, Kyle Wellman in the 42.
I say that was a very good first stage opening here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway, and very, very good racing, hard racing out there, Chris.
Yeah, only 2 cautions so far, 1 for an incident, 1 for the stage end, 6 caution laps, 7 different lead changes has happened so far here tonight. Ryan Wash has led 29 laps, Derek Paulson 15, Dakota Todd 3. Kyle Wellman and McRae and Walker have all led some laps here as well. And those are your 7 drivers. Lots of different lead changes. And here we are, Kyle Wellman going to be up front. Jamie Walker going to restart in 2nd spot. Adrian Pedra in his number 78 running 3rd. Ryan Wash, your stage 1 winner, picking up the 4th place out of pit road. And Dakota Todd rounds out the top 5. Derek Paulson, Blake Decker, Rick Thompson, Brad Collins, and Jason Powell, your top 10. Rick out there in the hospital, waiting for his baby to be born, still putting up the links. Roger.
Any news on that front?
I'm going to say no, because he's out there talking, saying that you're doing a great job, putting out all kinds of links, and I don't know.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Rick. I still like the name Albert, so I'm pulling for that.
Still looking for Cole Trickle Hammond.
Oh, that one's pretty good too.
Pace car lights are off, getting ready to go back under the green flag tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. I had to step away from the mic there for a second. I think I have the non-coronavirus happening.
Well, it's a good thing we're separated in the booth then. Just in case.
Yeah, I hope you like the Hammond Hotel. We rented it out from Rick as he is out, but I got to keep it clean. That's one thing he told me. He's like, you can't keep throwing popcorn on the floor. I said, I don't know what I can do about that, Rick. You know, I get excited.
Well, my side's kind of messy. These guys have had me throwing popcorn and dropping the water and everything over on my side. So I'll send the cleaning crew in tomorrow, Hammond.
Cleaning crew coming in courtesy of Al Smith as pace car lights are off, heading into turns 3 and 4, getting set to go back under the green flag here to kick off stage number 2. Stage 2 will end on lap number 96. And here we go. Pace car is off, getting ready to go back under the green flag. Kyle Wellman has control. Green flag is out, and Wellman with a great start, as does Adrian Pedra.
Good start. Pedro is going to take a look to the inside, side by side, down in the turn numbers 1 and 2 for the first time in stage number 2 as they work off a turn number 2. It'll be Pedro sliding that 78 up in front of the 42 of Wellman down the backstretch.
Adrian Pedra takes the lead here from Kyle Wellman. Dakota Todd sitting in 3rd spot. Blake Decker, Old Woodsides, he is working his way up through the field as well, sitting in 4th spot, goes up towards the top side of the track, loses a lot of momentum, and here comes Derek Paulson in the 6th to make him pay. Derek Paulson to the inside. He's bringing Ryan Wash along for the ride. Derek Paulson makes the pass complete on Blake Decker. And look at this. Jamie Walker has lost a lot of ground here on that restart. He started on the 2nd row and now sits in 10th spot.
I was just going to say, notice that he's now under fire by the 35 of McRae. McRae working to the inside of the 88 of Walker. So issues on the 88 of Walker as he is steadily losing spots as he's falling back to the 12th spot now. Make it 13th as Sherman looks to the inside in the turn number 1.
Corey Sherman now taking a look and makes that pass look easy. The 88, I don't know, Al, I don't know. Maybe he just didn't take tires. And that would be an interest. Oh, wait a second. Oh, I'm not going to say anything, but Al, look at his stop time on pit road. That tells you what we need to know.
Yeah.
Hint, hint, guys. Somebody didn't take tires. I won't say who it was. Adrian Pedro, your race leader. Kyle Wellman to the inside, taking a peek. The 42 wants it back, but not going to get it this time by. The inside has definitely been the place to pass so far. And Kyle Wellman, I think, has seen that enough. He took a peek, not able to get there. Adrian Pedro holds on to the race lead. Derek Paulson in third. And here comes Blake Decker. He's got a half the distance to the 6 machine and then try and get there. But the 92 looking a little tight, goes up towards the wall again.
As the 6th Paulson, he'll look to the inside, nothing doing this time. As the battle for your race lead shapes up, the 78 Pedro makes a little mistake as they're 3 wide with a lap car, the number 9 on the outside. As they're still side by side, so that will Pedro back to your number 3 spot. Paulson and Wellman moving up 1 and 92 now of Decker under fire as the 78 up into the fence. Pedro into the fence in turn number 3.
Pedro way up high, and he loses a valuable spots as one time was the leader just a lap and a half ago. Now back to 7th spot as Kyle Wellman takes the lead back over, but he's under fire from Derek Paulson in the 6. Blake Decker sitting in 3rd spot trying to figure out who's going to win this battle. The 42, Kyle Wellman trying to hold on to that inside line. That's the place to be. But Derek Paulson making the outside work. Now has him by about 3/4 of a car.
Still side by side as the 42 Wellman back to the left rear tire this time through turns 3 and 4. Working the inside. Here comes the 92 at Decker with the momentum on the outside as the 42 Wellman will slam the door shut down the front stretch.
Kyle Wellman had to give it up or he was going to lose another spot. The 92 with the bumper shot to the 42 just to say hello. And then Blake Decker goes down to the inside. Decker looking to try and take away 2nd spot. Couldn't do it. Falls back in spot. Here comes Ryan Wash. Wash to the inside now of Decker. And the 68 has about a half a car length on the 92. The inside, definitely the place to pass is Ryan Wash looking to try and complete this pass on the front stretch. The 92 battling back, trying to hold on. Blake Decker doesn't want to give it up, but no choice now. Heading into turn 1, the 68 takes it over.
68 of Wash now works into the inside of the 42 of Wellman down the backstretch off turn number 2. Wash and Wellman side by side, door to door down in the turn number 3. It'll be Wash taking over that spot now. His eyes set on the 6 of Paulson as he's trying to bring the 92 of Decker, but here comes Wellman fighting back with the momentum on the outside. There's span it 3 wide off turn number 4.
The 68 of Ryan Wash takes advantage and holds on to 2nd spot. The 92 trying to get down underneath Kyle Wellman. And here he comes, the 92 of Blake Decker looking for position. And the son of a gun, this is too much, man. My heart is racing right now as hard as these guys are. The 42 on the outside. And Kyle Wellman trying to hold on, but he's got a side view of the 92 Blake Decker as Decker finally makes that pass happen. Here comes the 22 of Brad Collins.
Yeah, Wellman got a little bit loose that time off at turn number 4. You see him wish-washing off at turn 4. He keeps it going in the right direction. Now here comes Collins underneath the 92 of Decker as we got 4 cars side by side, 2 rows deep. Decker will take sole possession of that 3rd spot off at turn number 2 as Wellman now trying to fight off the number 76 of Thompson. Rick Thompson now up inside the top 5.
Rick Thompson coming out of nowhere to put a battle on against the 42 of Wellman. Rick Thompson to the inside, 42 of Wellman to the outside. Wellman, not that long ago, was up towards the front of this. Now he's going the wrong way. The 76 of Rick Thompson trying to get through.
That battle still rages on as the battle behind them for 8th, 7th, and 7th through 10th is a good one behind them as well. So they're still side by side off of turn number 2. This time Rick Thompson, a half a car length for Wellman, fighting back with the momentum off of turn number 2. Down to the turn 3. Wellman into the fence in the turn number 3.
And that's going to give the spot up to Rick Thompson in the 76. The 42 backs it down, gets in line. He had a huge challenge. I bet you his hands are sweating like he's never felt before. I'm sweating like I've never felt before. Here I am wearing my TRJKarting.com sweatshirt, and I don't need to be right now. I'm warmed up, ready to go.
Business is picking up as we are working lap 65 here in this 161 lap race as they work into turn number 3. Things kind of swinging it down to 76 of Thompson, starting to reel in the 22 of Collins now. So you come off turn number 4, but Corey Sherman back there in your 8th spot. He's trying to reel in the number 5 of Hank Gaston. First time we've called his name all night. He's inside the top 10 for the first time.
Hank Caston in the 5, doing a good job tonight. Solid top 10 run out of the 5 machine. Behind him, he's got the Shermanator of Corey Sherman. Further back, it's Adrian Pedra. Not long ago, we saw him up towards the front of this field, now running in 10th spot, leading the way over Travis McChesney, and in 12th spot, Terry Foster.
Foster had a good entry in the turn number 3, trying to get to the back bumper of McChesney. As McChesney now works underneath Pedra, so Pedra's slide still continues as he's now outside the top 10 as they work down in the turn number 1. Pedra back to the inside now, trying to get back around McChesney, but he's got Foster to contend with off of turn number 2.
Foster doing a great job tonight, has worked his way up into 12th spot. Behind him, it's John Perkins in the 33. Then it's a little bit of a break in the field. The 63 of Dakota Todd and the Butcher, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, holding on to the top 15. Brian Dees, haven't called his name in a little while. The 17 running in 16th spot. The 41 Dalton Kilrow right behind him. As the 10 gets underneath the 63, Dakota Todd slides 1 spot back and may open the door for the 17 of Dees. Dees falls in line behind.
Right above that battle, the 86 of Foster has slidden back now as the 33 of Perkins has gotten by. As they all come off, the 41 of Kilrow starting to make his march as he's right behind the 17 of D as they work down the front stretch.
Dalton Kilrow trying to find the RPMs out of that turn 3 Racing Network engine. The 41 looking good. Top 16 run for him right now, and we know he's got some left in the bank. Maybe just trying to save some of that equipment at this point in the run. Lap 69 of 161. And we've got 26 laps to go, 27 laps to go before we get to the next caution. The Butcher to the inside of Terry Foster. The Butcher makes a pass, and here comes Brian Dees in the 17. Dees being scored in 15th spot right now, trying to take away 14th from the 86. Terry Foster starting to slide back.
This battle has brought them right up into the back bumper of the 33 Perkins and Pedra, who are still battling, as now the Butcher will take a slice down to the inside of the turn number 3. He'll take a look in there. That'll move him up to the 12th spot as Pedra will lose 2 spots, make it 3 spots off turn number 4. So handling starting to go away for the 78 of Pedra as he has now slid back to your 15th spot as they work down in the turn number 1.
Pedra going the wrong way because here comes Dakota Todd as well on the inside. Adrian Pedra can't defend on the outside. We've seen a lot of cars go by, and we're going to make Dakota Todd the next guy to do it in the 63.
Battle shaping up for your 4th spot is the 92 of Blake Decker working to the back bumper of the 76 of Rick Thompson. They come on down through the front stretch. They'll be side by side off of turn number 2. The 92 digging on the inside. That's Decker. Outside of him, the 76 of Thompson up to 3rd. That is the battle for 3rd. As now Thompson will drive away from Decker.
Rick Thompson coming out of nowhere in the 76 to put himself in the top 3. Derek Paulson, Ryan Walsh, your top 2. Blake Decker sitting in the 4th spot, but getting awful tight. Gets really close to that outside wall. Brad Collins had a chance to look on the inside. Didn't make the move. And the 92 holds on to 4th spot.
They work through turns 1 and 2 of this Derek Paulson showing the way, but Ryan Walsh now within 2/10 of your race leaders. They work down the backstretch. Walsh mounting a charge. We saw he was good on the long run in the first stint as they work through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Walsh really putting the pressure to Paulson.
Walsh and Paulson have both led 29 laps. It's about to get broken right now as Derek Paulson goes over the start-finish line first and now has led 30 laps. Here comes Ryan Walsh for the race lead into turn number 1. The 68 does it on the inside. The 6 had nothing for him on the outside.
So it's shaping up to be a battle, not really a battle as they work down the back stretch as Wash has now taken over sole possession of the race lead. As a 6 of Paulson back to your number 2 spot. But the car that's really fast right now is that number 76 of Rick Thompson. He has closed in on this top duo.
He's about a 0.2 of a second faster this last time by as Rick Thompson than Ryan Wash. That's a huge marker, and that's definitely going to allow Rick Thompson to be able to catch these top 2 drivers. Rick Thompson in the 76 getting it done here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway.
Taking a look a little back farther in the race, the 15th spot of Noah Van. He's under battle with the 71 of Andrew Beach. That's the battle for 15th. They're side by side through turns 1 and 2. Car in front of them, the number 4 of Hayden Wheeler. He is a lap down, trying to make some ground up so he can get that lucky dog. It's yellow where to come out. The car that has that right now is the number 14 of Jeff Price. We have 22 cars left on the lead lap right now, Chris.
The 71, Andrew Biggs, works into the inside of Van Hoot, and Beach trying to take position away. He does. So Beach moves up 1 spot. Go back even a little further. Let's take a look at the 40 car. He's running in 19th spot. He's 1 car ahead of Jamie Walker. 2 cars now make that, excuse me, as Walker going backwards.
On pit road.
Yeah, Walker's on pit road. And we got all kinds of pit strategies happening again as we're about halfway through stage number 2. We go back up to the race lead. It's Ryan Wash and Derek Paulson, 1 and 2. Rick Thompson is starting to catch the back bumper of Derek Paulson. Rick Thompson last time by about 0.3 of a second faster than Derek Paulson.
Yeah, Thompson has found something, or the track has come around to that number 76 car, the Dodge, working through turns 1 and 2. He is just right about 2 car lengths off the back bumper now. He was running that middle to high line right now through turns 1 and 2, and seems to be working for the driver inside the 76 Thompson, as Collins is falling off this battle. But up the 5th, Caston. And the number 5 is 6 with Corey Sherman, the Butcher Benjamin, and John Perkins rounding out your top 9. As your race leader is Paulson as they work down the front stretch.
Derek Paulson working the front stretch just across the start-finish line, heading into turns 1 and 2. Rick Thompson closes in. Rick Thompson in the 76 trying to get himself up towards the front. Pit stops have not happened for these drivers yet. Some have, some haven't. The top, top 16 drivers still out on track. And here we go, a pass for the lead. Rick Thompson makes it look easy.
Rick Thompson makes the pass as your last lap by Ryan Wash. Did come down pit road, fuel only on that stop, Rick. So he's got a set of tires left in the bank and on that number 68, but it was all the 76. Rick Thompson is your race leader. So they work off of turn number 2 underneath the 46 of Fred Thompson. That's how they work down the backstretch.
Fred Thompson making way for his son, Rick. And Derek Paulson also getting around. Derek Paulson may not be done yet as a 76 woes it up trying to come down pit road. Rick Thompson gives away the lead back to Derek Paulson as Thompson comes down pit road.
Very aggressive getting on the pit lane for that number 76. We'll see if he's got any penalties. It looks like he did get down to pit road speed, but we will see what kind of strategy they're going to pull.
So Derek Paulson sees his competition go down pit road. When is the 6 going to come? It's probably going to happen in the next 1 or 2 laps. We already saw one driver tonight run it out of fuel, and here comes the 6 down pit road. Woes it up at the cones.
Paulson relinquishes the lead to Corey Sherman, but it'll be the 6 of Paulson coming down pit road. Just to report, the 76 of Thompson took fuel only last when he came down pit road. So he's saving a set of tires as they have a 3-set limit here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. The 6 hits his marks in his pit stop. It looks like fuel only for the number 6 as well, along with the 22 of Collins behind him.
And Corey Sherman, the Shermanator, Savage Edge, TNA out there in the lead. Corey Sherman has had a great season so far, just hasn't had the finishes he's been looking for. Right now leads the way here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and he is working turns 3 and 4. Does he come down this time? It doesn't look like it. He's got a head of steam still going on. Oh, he was
Sherman
in 1 and 2
working.
anyway. Whoops.
Hey, it happens to the best of us. Sherman looks like it'll be slowing as he runs the low side of turns 3 and 4. Looks like he'll possibly be coming down pit road. He does make the hard left-hand turn, slows it down. Not as aggressive getting on the pit road as some of his competitors, as Butcher Benjamin comes down behind him in the car number 10. So your top 2 coming down pit road. That leaves Dalton Kilrow as your race leader as he worked down the front stretch in the turn 1. But let's see what Corey Sherman and crew will do as they come down. He'll make the hard left-hand turn, stop in his box, hit his marks. It looks like it'll be fuel only for the number 3 and the number 10 as they work here on pit road to fill it up with fuel. They'll pull off of pit road. So those 2 drivers, fuel only, Chris.
Don Kilrow comes down onto the apron looking to give up the race lead. Don Kilrow coming down pit road. And the 68th, who's currently being scored in second, got to see what he's going to do. But I think, yeah, he's already come down. So Ryan Wash should come out at the end of this cycle as the race leader.
Yeah, he's just entering turn 3 now. Kilrow is still on pit road, hasn't even made it to a stop, just now stopping in his pit stall. We'll see how long he stays on pit road, but here comes Wash. Wash will cross the line, so it'll definitely be the 68 of Ryan Wash taking over your race lead.
Don Kilrow, a quick time on pit road, coming back off now, but not before Derek Paulson and Rick Thompson get around for second and third spot. Don Kilrow trying to get it back up to speed. Brad Collins in the 22 now goes around. Ryan Wash, your race leader. Derek Paulson, Rick Thompson, your top 3.
So the cycle of pit stops are complete. Kyle Wellman is the car with the longest pit, or not the longest pit stop, but the stop where he was on pit road the longest ago, as he's been 11 laps now. He's up to 5th. So we saw Wellman going backwards at the start of this stage, Chris, and I think he's taken 4 tires. His pit stop was 14.7 seconds, so he definitely has fresher tires than some of the guys in front of him, as he's just worked around the 22 of Brad Collins.
Well, could be a good move for the 42 of Kyle Wellman to try and get back up towards the front in time to win this stage. Kyle Wellman sitting in 4th spot behind Rick Thompson, Derek Paulson, and Ryan Wash. Kyle Wellman really just made a pass, and the amount of gap he was able to put on in just one backstretch, very, very impressive. Those 4 tires working well for the 42.
Yeah, he's well over almost a second quicker than anybody else on the speedway right now is the 42 of Wellman. That's how good fresh rubber is. As far as that, as your race leader just ran a 34.085 or 34.1 this time by, compared to Wellman's 33.3. So almost 1 second different, as he is definitely closing in on the back bumper of Rick Thompson, down to 1.5 seconds off your 3rd place.
Yeah, he's got a 4-second gap to the race leader of Ryan Wash, and that gap is definitely getting smaller as the 42 works down the bottom side of the 73 and makes that pass happen relatively easily. Next car in line is going to be the 40. That's Deshaun Gorham, one of the newer drivers here at Blazing Pedals. Had to actually look up his name. That's how new he is. But the 40, way out of shape, goes way up high. The 42 makes that pass, and now looking on the inside of the 76. Kyle Wellman is definitely knocking everybody down. It's Rick Thompson, the latest driver to go down 1 spot to Kyle Wellman. Rick Thompson back to 4th.
This time by will have 6 laps to the end of stage number 2 as we work lap number 90. 96 is when stage 2 will end, as they work down in the turns 1 and 2. Ryan Wash still showing the way over Paulson. Now it is Kyle Wellman up to your 3rd spot. He is 1.1 seconds behind Wellman and 2.75 seconds behind your race leader, Ryan Wash.
Still 6 laps to go before the end of stage number 2. Kyle Wellman is setting a blistering pace here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Will it be enough though? With 2.5 seconds to go before he catches the back bumper of Ryan Wash, Kyle Wellman is on fire, but first he's got to get around Derek Paulson.
I feel like Paulson's going to put up a fight as the lap time is starting to slow down for Wellman. 3/10 slower that last time by for Wellman compared to laps earlier, but he is there. He is on the back bumper of Paulson. Will Paulson even be able to put up a fight on those worn out tires?
Does he want to? Does he want to keep those tires as fresh as he can? The 6 moves up, the 42 down below, and Kyle Wellman takes over second spot from Derek Paulson.
4 laps to catch your race leader. 1.5 seconds is the gap. Can he make that up? One thing is getting there. Can he get by the 68 of Ryan Wash in 4 laps?
Ryan Wash has been so fast, and he's led 40 laps of this event, and right now has a 1.3 second lead over Kyle Wellman. Kyle Wellman on the fresh tires, trying to make it count. This is when you want those fresh tires to try and get you something. If you don't get this victory for the stage, you kind of did it for nothing, Al.
Yeah, it's interesting to call. I believe that it was set number 2, so he has 1 set left to go, I believe, Chris, by my notes, as he is now within under a second. So he's taken off a half a second in 1 lap's time. Wellman is catching the 68 of Wash as they enter turn number 3. It is down to 10 car lengths.
0.7 of a second now, the gap between Ryan Wash and Kyle Wellman. Wellman can see that car ahead of him start to get a little bit bigger. Ryan Wash takes a peek in the rearview mirror and sees that blue car getting closer and closer every single lap. Gap now half a second.
They work down the backstretch. It is the number 42 of Wellman. Closing in now within under a half a second is that number 42 as they work through turns 3 and 4. He is there, Chris. He is there with just 1 lap left to go in stage number 2.
Kyle Wellman starting to blink just a little bit, but sitting in second spot. The fresh tires may make all the difference as he is working lap number 95 along with your race leader, Ryan Wash. Wash starts moving up the track just a little bit. Wellman has a run to the inside, tries to poke a bumper in there.
Side by side down to the turn number 1. Wash now has about a half a car length of advantage. Wellman right to the back bumper. They almost make contact through turns 3 and 4. Wellman to the inside. Wash is up the racetrack. It'll be Wash at the stripe. It'll be Wash at the line.
1 more lap before we go under caution for the end of stage 2. Kyle Wellman doing a fantastic job catching the back bumper of Ryan Wash. Now has less than a lap to try and make the pass. He moves down to the inside, going down the backstretch, has a run on Ryan Wash. Down into turn number 3 goes Kyle Wellman for the race lead.
Wellman sails it off into turn number 3. He's got the race lead. Wash trying to dig back on the inside. Not gonna happen. It'll be Kyle Wellman picking up the stage win here in stage number 2 as they cross the line.
Stage 2 winner Kyle Wellman getting it done with those fresh tires. And that does end this stage. We go back under the caution flag. Woo, blazing pedals. This is going to tire me out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You're watching the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals K&N Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and you'll find them here every Sunday night. It's been a fantastic race. Only 3 cautions so far, 2 of them for stage-ending flags. And, man, Al, did you pick a heck of a night to come out and check these guys out with me?
Yeah, the racing has been fantastic tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway. I'll be honest with you, Chris. When you said it was Miami, I said, well, it's either going to be very good or it can be very bad. And I'm glad that these drivers are putting on one heck of a show for everybody tuning in tonight here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And I'm glad that you gave me the call up.
Absolutely. Guys, we're going to step away for just a moment. Let me catch my breath and try and find my voice. I think I left it in the other room. We're going to be right back after this. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss any of the action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Everybody fanning out here down the front stretch, trying to protect that inside line is Pedro, but here comes Wash on the outside with those 4 Mr. Goodfields. As they work down off of turn number 4, it'll be Wash taking over the race lead as the 6 of Paulson will slide up in front of Thompson. Down the back stretch, they're side by side back there for third.
Battle for third as they're side by side. Pedra, the only one without tires in the top 20, starting to slide back already as Rick Thompson goes around on the outside. Here comes the 41 of Dalton Kilrow. Kilrow now gets side by side with Adrian Pedra and Kilrow in that turn 3 Racing Network engine, looking to make the power happen. The 22 Brad Collins now steps up, and he's to the outside. Adrian Pedra moves way down. He knows what's going on right now. Those old tires just not competitive at this point in the race.
No, by my calculation, all the competitors should have about 1 set left. At least the top 20 have 1 set left. Everybody inside the top 20 has taken 2 sets so far, Chris, by my notes. So, interested play calls. Everybody's on this level as we go freeway. Pedra sideways up into the fence as the 92 at Decker had made contact with him on the entrance of turn number 1.
Big time issues, but no caution flag as everybody able to keep it straight. And here comes the 88 of Jamie Walker, moved himself up in the 12th spot. The 85 of Travis McChesney just ahead of him. The 92 Blake Decker still trying to gather it back up and get it going, and he finally does. The 71 Andrew Beach just ahead of him, just a little bit low, almost inviting the 92 to try and make it by, but no, Beach does power away, and Blake Decker loses ground.
We had an incident in the turns 3 and 4 a moment ago. The 76 of Rick Thompson went for a slide off of turn number 4 off the front bumper. The number 6 of Paulson, and Thompson now back to your 22nd spot after running inside the top 3.
Let's go back and take a peek at it. We're watching the 76 of Rick Thompson. Right behind Derek Paulson. He pulls down to the inside.
As Yellow is out on the speedway, Chris, as we were taking a look at there, it looked like he tried to make the slide job that just wasn't quite clear. The 6 got into the back bumper of that 76 of Thompson, but now Yellow flag is out once again for the 4th time here tonight at the Homestead Miami Speedway.
Lots of action going on so far as the 46 driving around with the hood up. That's Fred Thompson. We're going to go back and see what happened to Fred. Fred Thompson was racing around the 9 and the 73. Oh, he just gets punched in the back by, I believe, Nico Kie in the 9 car. And the 46 has to gather it back up. We go back live, and we're going to go listen in on Race Control, see what they have to say about this whole thing, because there's a lot going on there, Al.
Oh, no, it was completely all me. I came up a little bit, so don't worry, no worries.
All right, guys, that one was between the 35 and the 7, going down in turns 1 and 2. 35 gets into the right rear of the 7, spinning him around. It's going to be on 35 EOL first strike.
Tell them let's not get crazy with the restarts here.
So this one on the 35 and the 7, and we didn't even see that one happen.
No, it happened way up in front as we were taking a look at what happened to the 76 of Thompson. And we had some takers come down pit road, and Chris, a lot of gas and goes, trying to make a little bit longer on the fuel. As it looks like the back from 17th on back has come down pit road for at least a splash and go. Blake Decker looks like he has taken 4 tires as his pit stop was 14.9 seconds by his crew.
So different pit strategies starting to play out. Marquis in chat, another terrible week of racing, but I am so sorry. And I thought that good finish there a couple weeks ago was going to help propel you. It just hasn't happened yet. Come on back next week. Let's give it a try again. I think I might have an extra Turn 3 Racing Network engine in my back pocket.
Those are powerful. Got one sitting in 3rd place right now, as that is the number 41, Dalton Kilrow.
Ryan Walsh, Derek Paulson, Don Kilroy, your top three. Taking a look through the field and just to update some people on their drivers. Ian Habiak in the 16, not having the night that he would like. He's running 29th position, 2 laps down in the 16. And his dad must be drinking about a gallon of Mylanta, trying to figure out how to get back to the lead lap to 16. Not having a great night tonight. The 35 of Brian McRae coming off from pit road, being scored in 22nd spot. It was between him and Chris Williams, the 7 machine. Why we're under caution. Jamie Walker in the 88, sitting in 11th spot. Surprise of the night, because he thought he had a middle of the pack car. The 86 of Terry Foster running hard and is inside of the top 10.
Yeah, he didn't think he felt like he had a very top 10 running car, but like anything, that's why we run the races, Chris, and you never know what's going to play out. We had 39 cars take the green flag, and it looks like we have just roughly about 33 cars left running so far in this race. It's been a very clean race. This is only the 4th time we've been slowed, and 2 of those slowdowns were for end of stages.
Yeah, I want to go ahead and thank everybody for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network once again. My name is Chris, and alongside me tonight in the Hammond Hotel is Al Smith Jr. Al, I want to thank you once again for joining me here tonight so that Rick could enter in the world a new baby boy. And hopefully it happens tonight, man. They've been in the hospital all day long, and I know at this point he's got to be getting nervous. The palms are sweaty. It's like he's driving a race car, Al.
Yeah, definitely hoping for good things there. Hopefully soon, as they welcome in their 3rd child. So glad I could be of service tonight, and we're seeing a heck of a show right now as the pace car is getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn. We're going to go back green.
Hard left-hand turn, and under the green flag once again from Homestead, Miami Speedway. It is Ryan Walsh as the race leader. Derek Paulson in 2nd. Don Kilroy fighting it out with Brad Collins for 3rd spot.
Side by side there is the Kilroy working the inside, as we've got him almost 3 wide for your 5th spot is Taylor Butcher Benjamin holding off number 3 of Sherman. He's got a back bumper full of Brian Dees in the car number 17.
Brian Dees looking for a way to try and follow the 10 through. Can he stay on the inside? Will Sherman shut the door? 17 lets it float up just a little bit, like he's going to follow the 3 on the outside.
Right now I'm thinking the outside line kind of even on the restarts, but as the tires gain some heat, I want to say the bottom to the middle lane is where you want to be, as the 10 of Butcher Benjamin has about a half car length lead, but here comes the 3 of Sherman fighting back in the turn number 3.
This is the first time tonight we've really seen the outside being relatively competitive. The 3 of Corey Sherman trying to hold on that outside lane as they cross the start-finish line. Corey Sherman by just an inch. The Butcher looking on the inside. Brian D still trying to figure out which way he wants to go. The Butcher has a little bit of a head of steam here. Can Corey Sherman hold on? Oh, the 10 goes way down to the inside.
Trying to break that momentum and trying to break the draft off the back bumper of the number 10 of the Butcher Benjamin, as Sherman now has a half car length lead, and here comes the number 33 of Perkins bringing the 88 of Walker into this battle. We've got a 5-car battle for your 5th spot.
Unbelievable battle going on as Jamie Walker pounds out to the inside, gets around the 33. Now Jamie Walker has his sights set on Brian Dees. Dees has his sight on Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, and they're all looking at the 3 of Corey Sherman. Brian Dees down on the inside, trying to hold that line. It is the preferred line around so far here tonight. The 88 takes a look down underneath as we go under caution. And it looks like it may be the 11 of Patrick Abrahamson. We're going to go back and find out, see what happened to Patrick A. My goodness, they were pounding, beating and banging in front of him, 3 wide. Patrick stuck up on the outside. Ty Morosco in the 1 comes in, and the 2 get together. The 11 takes a ride. Not too bad, though. The back end does drag on the wall just a little bit. Not a lot of damage on the 11. We're going to go back live and take a listen in and see what Race Control has to say.
Wow.
That was Ty, by the way.
Who? Oh, it wasn't?
Well, Ty was involved.
That wrecked him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ty's fault. He comes down, but Ty
I need to find a
pushes up in the corner. I don't know why Ty went in there that hot like that.
It's Ty.
Never got to the bottom, just put straight up the track.
Yeah, if you watch the seam, the 11 actually holds it.
It comes down a little bit, but
Yeah, but not as much as Ty
I
comes
mean,
up.
Buck, look how high he's up.
That was the 1 and the 11, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, that one was between the 1 and the 11. 1 goes out in the corner and pushes up in the 11's left rear, spinning him around. It's going to be on the 1, EOL first strike. Yeah, I'm sorry, Marquise.
So there you have it. The number 1, Ty Morasco getting pinned for that one. He'll get the EOL. Chris, here's a question. The 11 of Patrick A slid those tires. He's got only 1 set left, I believe. So he's really got to hope that the flat spots on those tires don't upset that car and hurt him performance-wise, as we still got 45 laps left to go.
Yeah, that's going to be a long battle, and it's not uncommon to see these guys keep a set of tires in their back pocket for the last stage. And I think, no matter how the tires are feeling right now, Al, you're kind of stuck with them, and you got to be with them at least for another 10 or 15 laps to give yourself a fighting chance, because these other guys out there, they're going to come in maybe 20 laps from now, 25 laps from now, and they're going to put on the new set of rubber. And we've already seen what happens when you have new tires. You are so much faster than anybody else on track. There's no way you could give that up.
No, definitely. And just speaking, I found out this week, if you do slide your front tires, it takes a lot of tread off, and then into a run you really lose that turning ability and possibly blow out that tire. And he slid those tires a good distance, so just kind of worried for the 11. Make sure that no tires go down on that number 11 car, but definitely something with the new tire model that these guys are on with the ARCA K&N series car that iRacing provides for the series here tonight, and just one of those things that I would be worried about as a driver.
Yeah, to keep in mind too that the right front takes a huge load here in the corners and Homestead. So already they're getting beat up. Add to it the slide, like you said, and that's a dangerous combination, Al. But we're going to have to keep an eye on Patrick in the number 11, who's running currently in the 19th spot. Cars are starting to get a little bit closer to each other. This time by should fold in 2 by 2 and get ready to go back under the green flag. Brian Wash still your race leader. Derek Paulson, Brad Collins, Dalton Kilroe, and Corey Sherman rounding out your top 5. 6th through 10th, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin, Brian Dees, Jamie Walker, John Perkins, and Terry Foster round out that top 10. 11th through 15 is Travis McChesney, Andrew Beach, Rick Thompson, Blake Decker, and Noah Van Hoot. As the pace car turns the lights off, these guys line it up 2 by 2 one more time to try and get this thing back under the green flag. Let's hope, Al, that we don't see a cautions breeding cautions type of night here. This race has been so good, it would be a shame to start seeing it unfold now.
Yeah, just taking a look at some notes from other races I've seen here, and the racing has been good. The drivers have shown a lot of respect for each other, which is always good to see, but respect kind of starts going out the window as we get close to the pay window opening up, as we are just now 33 laps away, or not 43 laps away. So time is starting to run out. They do have one more pit stop that they're going to have to make. But these guys know that every position on track is going to mean something, especially when it comes towards the end of this race.
Lots of points getting ready to get decided here as the pace car gets ready to turn on down to pit road, and he does. Now it's up to the 68, and he hits the loud pedal. We are back under green from Homestead, Miami Speedway.
Wash will break away by about 3 car lengths down in the turn number 1. Paulson right there, right to the back bumper. Now Collins will move up to third with Kilrow in the 4th spot. And here comes Corey Sherman in that number 3 car. He's got the back bumper full of that GoDaddy car sponsorship, number 88 of Jamie Walker. As Walker will be all over the back bumper of Sherman through turns 3 and 4.
Jamie Walker trying to make his way into the top 5. Behind him, it's Brian Dees and Taylor the Butcher Benjamin fighting out for position. Andrew Beach having a great night in his number 71, being followed by Blake Decker. Terry Foster just outside of the top 10 now, running in 12th position.
It's a Hornets net back here. Here comes Beach. He'll take a peek to the outside, now to the inside, now back in line behind the 33 of Perkins, and he's got the 92 of Decker, who is all over the back bumper of them as they hit two turns 3 and 4. And here we go again, Chris. Is the 86 has the number 76 of Thompson. Number Thompson went for a slide a little bit earlier. He is trying to create back inside the top 10.
Rick Thompson down to the inside of Terry Foster, and he is going to make that pass through the middle of the corner to 71. Up next, Andrew Beach has a mirror full of Rick Thompson.
We know Thompson is quick. He's running inside of the top 3, made a move for second. Didn't quite get the slide job completed before making contact. Incidental with the 6 of Paulson, as he is now slid all the way back to your 11th spot. He's caught the wall. He gets off of it. No harm, no foul. But he loses some ground to the back bumper of Beach.
Meanwhile, Terry Foster sitting in 13th spot. A good night for Foster, looking to finish. If he can finish tonight, he'll be happy. And right now, sitting in 13th spot, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a little while since we've done it, but these guys are turning it up here towards the later part of this race. If you have your cell phone, hit the volume button all the way up to the top. Put that thing on 10. If you've got your TV on, put it up to 100, because we are going to turn it up. Maybe
Not hearing
too
any
late.
sound.
I don't know. Well, that's okay. We're gonna get off that and come back into the race. May have been too late there. Al didn't hear them talking. I may have been too late getting in there.
Yeah, maybe with as we were doing that, pit stops has happened, and it is the number 6 of Paulson getting off a pit road first, and it was Jamie Walker coming off a pit road in the 2nd spot, beating out Ryan Wash for your number 2 spot. Wash with a 14.3 second stop, with a 10th quicker than the 88, but the coming on and off pit road, Walker was just a little bit better than that 68. But now we'll be on the inside, Chris, and we've seen how the inside has been all night long. It's been the preferred line, but as the sun's starting to set, track's cooling down, maybe that outside will start to come in a little bit more.
Well, I think they've been running on the outside enough now, Al, where, yeah, I think you're right. The outside may be coming in along with that cooler temperature, and we might be able to see some really strong side-by-side action as my voice starting to go away on me here tonight. Al, now I'm really going to thank you for coming in, because I don't think I could have done this one at all by myself.
No worries. When we started the race, the track was 116 degrees. We're currently, right now, we've lost 25 degrees. It's 91 degrees. What does that actually mean? As you tune in, that means there's going to be a lot more grip on the iRacing virtual speedway here at the Homestead Miami track. So these drivers will be able to maneuver a little bit more. And I believe, on being on the outside, to be able to have that momentum, you could possibly get it done up there. We did see earlier on in the race that the outside was sustainable for a few laps, but now I'm going to start wondering, is it going to become the preferred line, as a lot of Goodyear racing rubber has been laid down on this speedway.
Remember tonight, TRJKarting.com, bringing you all the action here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. TRJKarting.com is your #1 online source for karting components, engines, and safety gear. They have a huge selection for the novice to the professional and a dedicated section for sim racers. No matter how you do it, your desire and passion to go fast fuels them. Their focus is to put their customers into victory lane. Make sure you check them out at trjkarting.com and make sure you give them a like on Facebook. Tonight you can tell Tim that Chris and Al sent you on over there.
Always like to support those that support us racing and supporting a great series here. 39 drivers taking the green flag. I believe 33 are on track. Is the pace car. It's going to take the left-hand turn, hopefully for the final time. Green flag is back out, and Paulson will step on the loud pedal as the green silk flies.
26 laps to go as they take the green flag, and Derek Paulson is your race leader. Jamie Walker in second, Ryan Wash in third.
For getting up to speed off of turn number 2, Walker right to the back bumper now. He'll take a peek to the inside of Paulson down the back stretch, side by side, wheel to wheel down in the turn number 3. It's a bid for your race lead with 26 to go.
Jamie Walker to the inside of Paulson for the race lead. Now has the 6 car cleared. The 6 moves down and knows that he's in second spot to Jamie Walker, your race leader.
Battle raging on for your race lead. Now Paulson right back to the back bumper as they work off a turn numbers 2 and down the back stretch. Paulson about a half a car length off the back bumper. He'll take a peek to the inside. Now tucks it back in line as they work into turn number 3. Paulson will go a little bit higher, trying to get some air on that right front of his top flight, racing number 6 as they come off a turn number 4. It'll be Walker by a car length now at the line.
Jamie Walker, Derek Paulson, Ryan Wash starting to pull away a little bit from the 22 of Brad Collins. Meanwhile, behind him, it's Adrian Pedra in the 78 trying to make his name known again as we fall under caution.
Looks like the number 13 of David Bennett might have been involved as he is slow and getting back up to speed down here in the turn number 1 in his number 13 car. So we'll take a look back at that, Chris.
Yeah, the 13 racing with the 7. The 7 gets loose. Oh, and they make contact. The 7 slides down around in front of him. And, oh, man, the 13, just nothing he could do. The 7 in front of him gets loose. Going to have to call that one a racing incident. But that's what I say. Let's listen in and see what the admins have to do about it.
Chris gets loose, washes down into
We're
it.
all low.
7 into 13.
We're pace car.
Out of board.
I'm watching it right now.
Middle back.
Damn, okay. Slow three, slow three.
Yeah, so that's on the 7.
Mm-hmm. She gets loose.
Yep. All right, call it. 13 was the other one.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I was between the 7 and the 13. 7 coming out of turn 4, gets loose, comes down across the 13's nose and spins himself out. It's going to be on the 7, EOL, first strike.
And that is the call out of race control. First strike and an EOL for the 7 getting loose, and really the 13 had no place to go.
No, this unfortunate circumstances for the 13 of Bennett as the 7 just this kind of pushed out, got up above and into the gray a little bit, Chris, and up there it got a little bit sideways for him, and Chris Williams is on pit road, but looks like he might have taken that number 7 behind the pit wall.
So the 7 calling it a night as he starts loading it up on the hauler. And we have Jamie Walker as the race leader, being followed by Derek Paulson, Ryan Walsh, Brad Collins, Adrian Pedra as your top 5. Don Kilrow, Corey Sherman, Taylor the Butcher, Benjamin, Rick Thompson, and Brian D's your top 10. Taking a look down through the field, I am looking for the kid himself. Ian Habiuk has found himself making up 2 laps, now back on the tail end of the lead lap. So this time when we go back under the green, we're going to go on board with him as he comes down for service. Ian Habiuk, and we'll tune in to the spotting channel, listen in on his dad, who's probably drinking about a quart and a half of Mylanta here tonight. It's been a good run. Jamie Walker up front so far tonight. We've had 7 different cautions, 2 of those for stage ending caution flags, 26 different caution laps, but the big number to look at, that 22 different lead changes. My word. So Ian Habiuk, service complete, coming off from pit road, and we're going to dial in that live spotting trjkarting.com channel and listen in to Ian and Tim Habiuk.
All right, so our bed is made. 4 fresh tires, full of fuel, good to go for the end. It's all yours. It's gonna put you at the back of all the lead out cars. Yeah, you gotta pay attention. There's a bunch of squirrels out here, okay? They're all over the place under these pace laps. I really don't get it. I mean, they're 3 wide, 4 wide, and they're pacing. I think nobody else stopped for tires, so I think you got the freshest tires up there. See what happens. We start at 27th. Green. Green's out. One to the outside, one behind you. Single file. Clear to the wall. Clear all around. Clear all around, straight ahead. Outside. Clear to the wall. Clear to the wall. Inside. Inside at your door. Inside at your wheel. Everything in front of you is first position. There you go. It's alright. Outside. Outside. On your bumper. Outside. Yeah, okay. Come. Catch your rear. Sorry, hit the brakes. Alright, we're in that one.
As we're on board, unfortunately, Ian getting caught up in a big one there towards the end of the field. And we're going to go back and take a peek, see what we see without being stuck inside of that car, as the 16 heavily damaged this time again.
Had tough break for them, just getting back on the lead lap. Heavy right rear damage on the 16 TRJ Karting Toyota Camry. Just wrong spot, wrong time as they come down pit road. It looks like the 97 Jeff Hartline having some issues getting that car on the pit road, dragging some front end parts as well, Chris.
And this one happened actually in front of the 16, but man, what a heartbreaker for Ian, who did just get his lap back after being down 2 laps. Blake Decker was involved with that along with Hartline, and man, what a shame. A good run. He had fresh tires. He had nothing but good things happening for him. A set of fresh tires, and now heavy damage to the tail end of that 16 car, and luckily able to keep it going, but lots of damage. Going to slow that thing up. We're going to go on over, Al, and just listen in real quick, see what the admins have to say.
Well,
He should know better.
I don't
Took
know.
Ian out. Took all kind of people out. Ian must have been a separate wreck.
I'd put
That
that
was
on.
part of that.
I'd put that on
Coming
Blake because
high.
he came down more than the 11 came up, for sure. And
Came down from the second seam. And I think the 11 went down more because Blake was pushing him down so far.
probably, and that's why he pushed a little tight. But
Yeah, I'm giving it to Blake. I just told him not to be aggressive.
all right,
And then he goes out and just gets extra super aggressive. 3 ride twice on the same lap. It's just dumb, man. I'd give it to you. It's close, but I'd give it to him just for being fucking stupid.
all right, guys, that one was between the 92 and the 11. Going in turns 1 and 2. 92 comes down on the 11, spinning himself out. That's going to be on the 92. That is the second offense. That's going to be a black flag.
And second offense being called on the 92 of Blake Decker. Good enough for a black flag here tonight. Blake Decker going to have to serve that one after we get going. I believe that's a green flag, black flag.
Yeah, this tough racing, they kind of got himself into a tough situation, Chris. Watching, went back and looked at the replay monitor, and he was working underneath the number 1 of Ty Marasco, and I think just kind of reacted to having a car to his outside and just came down a little bit too much. And I don't think he meant to do that to himself, but a tough break for the 92. Blake Decker, who was up in the top 10, if you remember earlier on this race, had a great race going, and it's kind of gone out the window now for that team.
Yeah, the 92 having terrible luck again tonight. Not going to come home with the finish that he was looking for. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, Jamie Walker, your race leader, started in 30th position tonight. Took him 31 laps to catch the lead the first time. And then it's been a long time since he made his way back up to the front. Now, Walker's led 12 laps total of this race. Ryan Wash with 69 laps led, and Ryan Wash going to be restarting in 3rd spot in his number 68, Adrian Pedra. Another vehicle that's been up towards the front all night long. He fell back a little ways when he didn't take tires. He was off sequence. Now back on sequence in the 78 in 4th spot. Going to be trying to win this one. Pace car lights are out, and cars are lining up 2 by 2, going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, we have 14 laps left. We've had 22 lead changes. Rick is, well, hopefully things are going well there, but we have 14 laps here. We have had 22 lead changes, Chris, and I don't really think we are done seeing lead changes or possibly the yellow sick flying. Hopefully we are. We get to the end of this one. It's been a great race, and man, I'm on the edge of my seat here.
Yeah, that's one thing these guys are really good at, is making you use about, I don't know, a third of your chair as we get ready to go back under the green flag. Pace car working its way through turns 3 and 4. Not too long from now, that Ford Mustang going to take a hard left-hand turn. We're going to set these cars back under the green flag. There goes the pace car. And there goes Jamie Walker as he hits the loud pedal one more time.
Great restart for that driver in the 88 as he heads down in the turn number 1 and 2 with about a 5-car length advantage. It is now the 6 of Paulson under heavy fire from the 68 of Wash off turn number 2.
Paulson defends on the top side and Ryan Wash moves up. Now the battle is for the 4th position between the 41 of Don Kilroe and the 78 of Pedra. Pedra not able to hold on that outside line. Here comes the 22 of Brad Collins trying to sneak in on that inside lane.
Side-by-side battle down the front stretches. The 76 of Thompson takes a peek around the number 35 of McRae. Can't quite get it done yet as McRae holds on to your 10th spot. We've got him almost 3 wide. The 3 of Sherman trying to stuff his nose in there. Didn't quite do it. Left it wisely and lives to see another corner.
These guys really starting to battle it up as we are at 12 laps to go. And Corey Sherman sitting in the 7th spot. Behind him, it's the 10 car of Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Corey Sherman looks down to the inside. Pedra gets out of the way, doesn't want to go through that whole 3 wide thing again. The 22 moves down, and Brad Collins trying to take away 5th spot from Adrian Pedra. They go side by side into the corner. Corey Sherman.
Going around, Chris, the 63 going around in turn number 3 and 4. There's a yellow, I don't believe it's come out, but he made contact with the 71 of Beach or the 33 of Perkins as they're still making contact. That time the 18 got to the side. Now the 18 goes around to turn number 3. Big wreck in turns 3 and 4.
The 18 goes for a ride and plants into the wall. That's Jason Powell. We're going to go back and see how that one's set up. '63 goes sideways, not a factor in this one. The 18 to the outside of the 33. Brian McRae just ahead, Andrew Beach behind. The 18 into the back bumper, the 33. The 18 goes for a spin. The 85, Travis McChesney caught in that one as well. And that's what brought out the latest caution. The 18 sitting on pit row, the 88 out front. We're going to go listen in on race control.
3.
Yeah, rewind it a little bit more and watch him with the look.
I did.
Gap.
I did.
There was no room there.
All right, 71 and what was the other guy? I always forget the other
18.
one. 18, is that it? 18. All right. All right, guys, that was between the 71 and the 18. 71 goes down into the corner and pushes up into the 18. I mean, me and Mark are sounding like broken records out here, making us look like fools. But that's going to be on the 71 EOL first strike.
So Beach takes it, first strike out of the 71 machine. Meanwhile, 9 laps to go. And under caution, Jamie Walker, your race leader, Derek Paulson, Ryan Wash, Dalton Kilroe, Brad Collins, your top 5. And man, oh man, these guys are starting to push hard. It's almost like it's the last lap.
Hey, you think it's getting the pay window starting to get ready to be opened up as Corey Sherman sitting in your 7th spot. Look at the 76 of Rick Thompson. Was up to your 2nd spot, got shuffled back after contact earlier in the 3rd stage, Chris, and now he's made his way back inside the top 10. And just before that, the battle back there for 10th through 16th was insane. They were throwing side-by-side battles, haymaker moves, trying to make any ground up they could. It was intense racing, and something had to give, and unfortunately, it gave for the number 18.
And the 71 and the 18 get together. Looking at Kyle Wellman, stage 2 victor, sitting back in 14th spot in the 42, trying to get up a little bit closer towards the end of this race. Right now, with 8 laps to go, getting ready to cross the start-finish line. It's going to be 7 laps to go. Actually, we're going down the backstretch right now. But at 7 laps to go, pace car lights should shut down. 6 laps to go when we go back to the green flag. Mr. Restart, Jamie Walker leading the charge. His first decision, is he going to take the top lane or the bottom lane? Top 5 filled with talent. And any one of these guys can try and win this one here tonight.
We saw how good the 68 of Wash was on a long run. Now we're on a short run. Can he get the elbows up? He's restarting in the 3rd spot. Interesting move here. Your race leader is taking the outside line, Chris. And the lights have gone out on the iRacing.com. Pace car Ford Mustang is the number 88 of Jamie Walker. Picking the outside. That's going to pin Paulson down to the inside. Is the driver in the catbird seat going to be the 41 of Dalton Kilrow? Because as soon as the 88 steps on the gas pedal, so won't the 41. Will the 6 fail to keep pace with the 88 on this restart?
Well, you're absolutely right. The 41, Don Kilrow, should be just having a bunch of saliva coming out of his mouth right now. He knows he's in a good spot, able to follow the race leader on the go. Don Kilrow looking to try and get up there, but that bottom line has been so strong all night tonight. The 6 of Derek Paulson and the 68 of Ryan Wash have led a good deal of this race. Would like to get back up towards the front at the end of this one. It will be 6 laps to go as the pace car rounds out through turns 3 and 4. Mr. Restart on the outside, your race leader, Jamie Walker, and he hits the go pedal. Look at the restart. The 41 doing exactly what we thought. He's following him through. The 41 of Don Kilrow trying to keep pace with Derek Paulson in the 6. They're 2 wide going into 1 and 2. Oh, the 41 got loose.
Get loose off the corner. Paulson very loose, 3 wide off of turn number 2. He's going to lose spines. Here comes Pedro down the center. They make contact.
No.
The 6 goes around.
The 6 goes around. Keeping it off the racing surface. Oh no, back in it. It's big time crash. Huge
Upside
crash.
Down.
Woo. All right, we're going to go back and look at that one because it was... Well, it took a minute for it to happen, and then it happened. And again, it's right off from a restart. Derek Paulson was on the inside. Ryan Wash was behind him. The 88 and the 41 working strong together. And look at that restart. Once again, the 88 just absolutely decimates everybody on the restart. That's why we call him Mr. Restart. Keeping an eye on Derek Paulson. The 41 gets a little bit loose, but not a factor. The 6 just completely almost comes around sideways, gathers it back up, then gets into Pedra, and around he goes, thinking, hey, he's going to be off the racing surface. No, comes back onto the racing surface. The 92 gets into him. The 01, the 44 Bockover gets into it. Oh, Lord, the 6 upside down on the roof as we go back to your race leader, Jamie Walker, here under caution with 5 laps to go. And we're going to take a peek in and bet your race control is starting to feel really frustrated.
This day.
I don't know. On my end, like what I'm looking at, I don't know if Phil can even clarify this in chat. This is tough on my end. I mean, yeah, Paulson comes up, but watch it from Pedra's back end too.
I do. Petra stays on that seam within the tire width, both sides. Paulson moved half the car lane, just turned right into him. I mean, he was trying to get position to make the corner. That's all he was doing. But I mean, he just
What the
right
fuck? Dude. Phil, clip this shit.
Huh?
Hold on, let me hand out this penalty real quick. All right, guys, that one is on the 6.
But
Gets loose off the corner, comes back up, gets in the 78, and causes the wreck. So that's on the 6 EOL first strike. Yeah, like what the fuck
is up with his car?
Okay, well, race control comes out with it, but the funny thing there is the 6 in pit road. I got a picture of it so you guys could see too. The 6 is kind of in his pit stall, kinda. 3 laps to go here, Jamie Walker, your race leader. I don't think I've ever seen anything out of that before. That was something different.
It's pretty hangled, isn't it? The good news is the driver got out, walked away, so he'll see to live another week. But that was a very violent wreck, and tough way to end. Is he was definitely a contender, had a shot at it, just got loose off turn number 2, Chris, and we talked about that at the beginning of the broadcast here. That the 6 car, or not the 6 car, any car could get really loose off of turn number 2, and just shows that how on edge these drivers are all the time. So we'll see if the 88 of Walker will take the outside again.
I'm just trying to figure out Paulson's car in pit road. You know, I think maybe the crew member kept jacking it up just to take a look underneath. That's what I'm going to go with here, as this is a sim. You got to believe there's something going on underneath the 6 of that car, but it is totaled, and he's still on pit road. Derek Paulson hasn't started loading it into the trailer yet. You see it right there in the screen. The right side tire is completely off the ground. I've never seen anything like that before. As we line up 2 by 2, pace car is shutting the lights down. We do have green-white checkers here, Al, and that's going to come into play here tonight.
Well, hopefully not, as we're going to go green flag here with 3 laps to go. But I think you are right, as we are in, I believe, for attempt number 1 of the green-white checkers, Chris. Walker on the outside. Once again, we saw how good it was for him last time. Can he repeat it?
Unbelievable restarts. Had of Mr. Restart, Jamie Walker. And man, this is too much. I ran out of soda a long time ago. I'm drinking some water. Man. All right, here we go. Pace car working its way through turns 3 and 4. Gonna drop down onto pit road for what could be the last time. And I'm just gonna put it out there. We do have more than 1 attempt here at the green-white checker. You will see some differences in the scoring. We'll try and keep you apprised of position as we go. Speaking of go, the 88 hits the loud pedal.
Gets a good jump, but Wash is ready to go, as he's only given up about a half a car length, making a car length now in the turn number 1. It'll be Walker showing away, Wash second, Kilrow and Peter running side by side back there for your number 2 spot.
Colin Kilrow has been not as fast tonight as we would have expected. Usually he likes these 1.5-mile tracks, but the 41 tonight is in position to try and take away 3rd from Adrian Pedra. Pedra on the inside makes the move, and now to the inside as the final lap is shown. Jamie Walker leads the way. 1 more lap to go, I believe.
White silk has flown. It's the final trip down the backstretch at speed for the 88 GoDaddy.com of Jamie Walker. He started in the 30th spot, moved his way through the field in his new strategy. He is now coming off turn number 4 for the final time.
3 wide coming into turn 4, a little bit further in the back, but the 88 takes the victory for tonight. Checkered flag in the air.
Jamie Walker picking up the win. Ryan Ross will finish in your number 2 spot with Adrian Pedra in the 3rd spot. Dalton Kilrow and Taylor Butcher Benjamin rounding out your top 5. What a recovery by the 76 of Rick Thompson, Chris, who ends up in your number 6 spot.
Great run out of a bunch of drivers tonight. And we are going to take a step away as Jamie is going to burn the back tires off from that GoDaddy number 88. And man, has he earned that privilege tonight. Starting 30th spot, coming all the way up to win this one, the 88 of Jamie Walker. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't you dare go away. Back live here for our post-race interviews. And Al, I believe you caught up with the 3rd place finisher tonight, the 78 of Adrian Pedra.
Yeah, just getting out of his car, talking to his crew, Adrian Pedra, coming home in 3rd after a hard-fought battle all race long. Adrian, talk about your race here.
Well, it was kind of iffy at the start, but towards the end we actually got some speed in our car. I did a risky strategy, but I'm just happy it worked out in the end. And my CPU finally held up for once.
Well, it definitely was interesting to see your strategy staying out that one time on old tires. It wasn't quite sure how it was going to work out with you, but how much did the track change? We saw the track temperature drop over 20 some odd degrees. Did the temperature coming down, do you think, help you guys out with your effort tonight?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. At the very start, not much grip. The tires got killed very easily, but when the temperature dropped, we really got a lot of grip and our car came to life.
Well, you had a good hard-fought battle. Talk us through that last restart when the 6 of Paulson got loose and got into your door. Were you worried that you might be going around as well? Because that was it seemed like pretty decent contact with you down the backstretch.
I just saw it and I just thought, if I spin, I spin. It's a couple laps ago. I got to take every chance I can get, but it was definitely scary. But thankfully we didn't get really too involved in that, but it just sucks for the 6, but that's just racing.
Well, congratulations on your 3rd place tonight here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Who makes it all possible? Who you got to thank?
I got to thank Not So Famous Racing Driver, MT2 Esports, and Toyota Camry.
There you have it, Chris. That is Adrian Pedra finishing in your 3rd spot here tonight after a hard-fought battle all race long.
And that was the driver of the 78 getting it done here in third place. Tonight's second place finisher going to be the driver of the number 68. It's Ryan Wash. Ryan, this is Chris and Al up in the booth. You have a copy?
I do.
All right, bud. So here's the deal. You had a hell of a race. You led 69 laps. You led more than anybody else out there tonight. You won stage number 1. How did that 68 really feel? Did you have something for Jamie at the end if you had more laps?
It's Jamie. You answer that question.
Well, I mean, he is beatable. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, but not on equal tires. I especially since I was stuck on that inside there. There's no grip on that inside lane at all. So he was smart in putting me to the inside. But yeah, he had a hell of a race. Unfortunately, all those cautions that were in the back kind of aided him along. I'm sure he'll say that in his interview. But it kind of sucks when you got me, Paulson, and Jamie were battling there at the end, and then you got all these cautions 20th on back that kind of just interfere with that, and then Paulson ended up drawing the short end of the stick on cold tires. So I mean that just sucks for him. I feel bad for him.
Yeah, certainly a little bit sooner of a finish than he expected, but a second place finish here for you tonight. Anybody on the 68 that you need to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank Tackling Inferior. We released a really crappy video about last week, so make sure you watch that out. It's all about the coronavirus. It's terrible jokes. It's not me who wrote it. It's my friend, so don't blame me. I also want to thank Mark and Sam up top, you guys up here for broadcasting for us. You do a wonderful job. And then I also want to thank my brother and my girlfriend for watching today. It means a lot.
All right, Ryan. Well, congratulations on bringing that 68 home in second spot, man.
One more thing.
One more thing, absolutely.
Hats off to Adrian. Finally, he finishes a race without blinking out. That's awesome for him to come in third.
Yeah, that was incredible to see him not blinking tonight. All right, Ryan. Well, you take care. Enjoy that second place finish tonight, bud. We'll see you again next week. Ryan Wash, driver of the number 68. And Al, I think you caught up with the race winner when it was all said and done.
Yeah, we're down here in Gatorade Victory Lane with the driver who started 30th but puts it into Victory Lane tonight. That's Jamie Walker. Jamie, congratulations on the win. A hard-fought battle out there, especially coming from the 30th position.
Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to get him in the channel. We got to dial up that indicator. Sorry. Go ahead and try that again.
All right, now that Chris has motioned you out of the car in Gatorade Victory Lane, Jamie, he's picking up the win here tonight after starting 30th, leading 28 laps tonight. Talk us through your race and how tough were the track conditions tonight?
It was real tough tonight. I mean, this car was tight as all tight can be, but I mean, everybody had to drive it. We just had to manage our tires as best we could there, and I just happened to be able to pull it off there at the end.
Talk us through the last couple of restarts. We've noticed that you went to the outside. It seemed to work very well for you, pinning the second place guy down to the inside. Earlier, everybody was restarting on the inside. The track cooling off aid on the outside starting to come in a little bit?
Yeah, I kind of noticed that everybody wanted to start on the inside there. I wanted to be kind of unpredictable there at the end and kind of mess with people's heads there, and hopefully it'd slow them down there on the restarts, and it was working out pretty good.
Well, definitely had a good strategy. We saw you stay out at the end of stage number 1 on those old tires, and that kind of sent you backwards a little bit, but then you rallied back through the rest of the race and obviously ended up here in Gatorade Victory Lane. Anybody that you want to thank or talk, you need to send a shout out to.
First, I want to say thanks to you guys up here in the booth doing a great job. Congratulations to Rick there, having the little one there. I'm so happy for him. Everybody down at Blazing Pedals, TRJ Karting for help sponsoring, Skittles, I know she's out there, my wife and kids. And then I also want to announce that I'm looking for a sponsor. If anybody wants their name on the car, it's wide open for the next few weeks.
Well, there you go. You got a very good car there looking for sponsorship to help them get through the rest of the season. Well, Jamie, congratulations on your win. A heck of a job, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Jamie Walker, the driver of the number 88, getting it done. That's Mr. Restart to everybody else. And he really showed it here tonight as he restarts unlike any other I've ever seen. Let's go ahead and take a look at your race results for tonight. Of course, Jamie Walker in the 88, Ryan Wash, Adrian Pedra, your top three. In fourth place tonight, it was Dalton Kilrow. In fifth, Taylor the Butcher Benjamin. Rick Thompson rebounds up to sixth spot. Brad Collins with a fine run, finishing in seventh spot in his number 22. John Perkins in eighth place tonight. Corey the Shermanator Sherman in ninth. Brian Dees finishes in the top 10, 10th place for him. Big Daddy Brian McRae in the 35 and 11th. Travis McChesney in 12th spot with Kyle Wellman in the 13th position. Dakota Todd is 14th, Hayden Wheeler 15th, and Terry Foster finishes about in the middle of the field. He wasn't wrong with that 16th place finish. Ian Habiuk was able to finish in the 17th position with Patrick A. in 18th. In 19th tonight, it was Noah Van Hoot and Deshaun Gorham rounding out the top 20. 21st tonight was Andrew Beach, Tom Orozco, Justin Powell, and Corey Blevins round out the top 24. And 25th tonight, it was Jeff Hartline. Derek Paulson, who had a heartbreaker, finishes 6 laps down in 26th position. Fred Thompson in 27th. Blake Decker in 28th position. In 29th, it's Nick Okie and David Bennett in your top 30. Aaron Bockover, involved in too many accidents tonight, just couldn't get it righted tonight. The 44 finishes in 31st. Chris Williams finishes 32nd in his number 7 machine. Casey Campbell, Hank Caston, Jeff Price, and Marquis Smith, 33rd through 36th. 37th, Jacob Hoppy, James Hatcher in 38th, and Corey Rutherford finishes in 39th position. Al, that is the way we wind it up here tonight. I want to thank you very much for coming out and joining me here tonight for the Blazing Pedals. I hope you had a good time.
I had a great time, great racing all around. Listening into the race admin chat, they were not so happy towards the end of that one, but you know what? I think they got to look at this race, Chris, and it was a lot of green flag racing. You know, at the end, you know what? There was a few cautions, but you know what? I don't think that hampered any of the racing that we saw. There was a lot of side-by-side battles, a lot of great passing. So I think this, you know, after the teams load up and head out to next week, I think you know, this was a very good showing here tonight, and thank you guys for letting me come on in and fill the seat for Rick as he's going to have his hands full here within the next hopefully couple hours.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rick, I see you out there still in chat, bud. A personal note, Chris is still on the table for a name. I just wanted to put that out there. And in all seriousness, I hope that you and Jody welcome in your young man very, very soon and get it over with. We all want to meet him, and we want to figure out what that name is going to end up being. I can't wait to meet him, Rick. And, you know, I love you, brother. We will talk to you all again next week. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network. This has been the TRJ Karting.com Blazing Pedals K&N series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We will see you next week.